We expect to hear, of course, they're going to talk about their manifestos.
Yeah.
They're going to put forward the economic agenda. They're going to try and sell themselves, resell themselves to their base, but also try and reach out to the undecided. So we expect the parties to really resonate with Kenyans.
Yeah.
Right now, cost of living is a big issue. The issues around cost of living have to do with the policies of the Jubilee administration.
Yeah.
So, of course, there are contradictions immediately, and a lot of people are confused, wondering, if you look at Azimio, the president is in Azimio. Yet the issues that are facing Kenyans have to do with the Jubilee Party. If you look at the other side, again, you're looking at the Jubilee Party. So there are contradictions. And the challenge with the candidates, of course, is to sell their agenda and to cut through these contradictions. We also expect to hear issues about integrity, issues about leadership, because a lot of the present problems have to do with state capture, have to do with corruption.
Okay.
Our finding in civil society, within 3 years of the administration being in power, there were 19 mega corruption scandals. It was unseen. The amount of looting and the levels of looting have never been seen before. So we want to get some reality checks and hopefully more truth than propaganda to enable Kenyans make good decisions.
Asaska, what are the key issues you want the deputy presidential candidates to speak about as a Kenyan living here?
Thank you, Trevor. One of the common things that cuts across all the 4 manifestos is the Kenyan economy. And it's just not some topic that is interesting to the politicians. It's also interesting to our 22 million voters in Kenya. And why is Kenyan economy coming into the picture at this time and at this period in time? One, it's clear that our democracy space is growing. And number 2, it's also due to recent development. One is a COVID pandemic, which has led to high cost of living, high cost of fuel, there's high inflation. It's currently at 7.9%, even way above the bridge set by the CBK, and high public debt and runaway corruption. So definitely, if we look at all the 4 manifestos, you'll realize that there are some impressive commitments cutting across. If you look at the Roots Party, there's this controversial legalization of cannabis. And also, you'll see that the Roots Party is looking outward, not inward.
All right. We'll get into those discussions in just a bit, but let me bring in Dr. Baraza on this. Dr. Baraza, what do you expect these candidates to discuss tonight that is of utmost importance?
I think I expect them not to come here and electioneer, but talk about real issues. And these real issues include the high cost of living. I think they should be able to tell us and tell Kenyans what they are going to do about the runaway cost of living. Unemployment is a major issue. I come from the academia. We are churning out youth from the universities. They are coming out of colleges and they are going nowhere. They have no jobs. And we don't want a future of all our youth jobless. So I expect that they address that issue and in a very serious manner. Issues of health. I hear money being allocated to the Ministry of Health, but I don't think Kenyans are getting the services optimally. So I would want to hear how they intend to do this, but of utmost importance is the issue of integrity, as Wanjiru has said, and corruption. corruption, which is a cancer. It is killing us. It is killing this country. I want them to address, or I expect them to address the issue of corruption.
Okay.
And Kenyans are expecting that they get candid responses on how they intend to tackle corruption.
All right. Nerima, as a representative of the youth, what is of utmost importance to you?
Hi, Trevor. I think everything has already been said by my co-panelists, and I agree with them completely. The fact that opportunities is going to be very high on the agenda, and how you're going to create those opportunities for young people, but not opportunities where you say we're providing a fund. We're very well aware that not all young people want to start enterprises and businesses. Opportunities within agriculture, food security. We are still undergoing a drought, so taking care of the population that is not normally seen as being Kenyan. They're second-class citizens, and that's how they feel, and it's an issue in our country. A lot of youth are in criminal gangs, talking about Mombasa County and even the northern frontier counties as well, and we tend to ignore these communities because a lot of times when we talked about the division of revenue, that's where a huge chunk of the debate came out from, where counties are concerned about collection of resources. So even when we talk about opportunities, we need to be talking about debt. Our debt is just too high, and it's going to fall on the youth to pay that debt. And how are they going to collect resources for that debt? Because as much as we talk about corruption, we need to do something about it. It just definitely needs to reduce. This is also a political season where too much resources has been used in campaigns. My friends, too much. I think it's the highest I've ever seen, ever. And I'm not old, but it's a lot. Looking at, statistics. And so that means that whoever is coming into power has to figure out, one, to recuperate. Number two, they're going to have officials or frontiers who are within parliament who their first thing will be thinking, how I'm going to recuperate financially. And then number three, it's going to be about how we're going to be able to sustain ourselves, even when we talk about the high cost of living and the impact that COVID has made. So I would say opportunities, looking at corruption, our debt and resources, how are we going to be able to manage them, inclusivity, how are we going to also engage communities that are not normally seen as people who are at the forefront of these conversations that are normally overtaken by the majority.
All right. Prof, I'll come to you to get your expectations in just a bit, but let's cross over to Busara Naman, who's standing by the registration center to tell us what's going on. Busara, kwako Busara.
Na mtazamaji, kwa sasa nipo katika upande mwingine wa Chuo Kikuu cha Katoliki cha Afrika Mashariki, na bila shaka hapa ndipo unapoingia pa kwanza kabla hujafika kwenye jumba kuu ambapo mdahalo unafanyika. Na bila shaka sehemu hii ni sehemu ambapo usajili unafanyika. Na je, kwa nini usajili huu unafanyika? Kuna umuhimu gani? Basi nitakuwa naungana na mkuu wa usajili katika eneo hili ambaye ni Michael Duya, atujuze mengi zaidi kuhusiana na mchakato mzima. Karibia hapa kidogo. Hujambo na pengine siku yako inaendelea vipi?
Si jambo, siku yangu iko salama.
Na moja kwa moja labda tutuelezee kwa nini Mkenya yote ambaye anaingia katika chuo hiki hivi sasa katika mdahalo, je, kwa nini anahitaji kujisajili?
Watu wanakuja kwa sababu ya security reason, tunawasajili kwa sababu ya security. Kila wakati wakija tunafaa kujua ni nani anakuja ku attend hii debate. So pale kwa online tulikuwa na form zenye tulikuwa make for attendees. So wakisha do the registration, tunajua kwamba wanakuja ku attend debate for a specific reason. Tulikuwa tunauliza kwa nini wanakuja ku attend the debate. So hii inatusaidia pia ku enhance security na kujua ni kina nani wameattend hii debate. Yes.
Na je, ni vitu gani ambavyo vipo katika hiyo mchakato wa online ambao unafuatilia? Ni mambo gani ambayo yapo ambayo mtu anapaswa kujaza?
Pale online tunaweza kujaza bio details. The same time tunajaza vitu kama photo. Lazima upload photo yako ili tujue wewe ni nani. Tukiangalia na pia tunakuangalia tunajua kumbe ni wewe ndio umekuja na pia umesajiliwa the correct way. Tunachukua pia kategori yako. Tunajua kama wewe ni delegate tunakuja ama wewe ni crew. Crew tunafanyia kitu inaitwa accreditation pia. So that tujue ukikuja unakuja under which media house na unakuja kufanya nini katika hii debate. Yes.
Kwa hivyo inamaanisha kwamba wote waliokuja hapa ni waalikwa ambao tayari walijisajili awali.
Yes.
Naam.
Yes, ukikuja ni lazima ukulialikwa. Kuna list ya wale tulikuwa tumewatumia invitation. So wakishahakikisha kwamba ni the correct people wanakuja, ndipo tunaweza wapatia sasa entry into the event.
Naam, shukran sana Michael Luya. Bila shaka mtazamaji, huyo ndo mkuu wa kitengo cha usajili katika hafla nzima ya mdahalo huu wa wagombea urais. Na mtazamaji, kufikia hapo narudisha upande mwingine wa studio.
Asante sana Busara Nam. And just for clarity purposes, this broadcast is coming to you live from the Catholic University of Eastern Africa. Only those who are invited prior will be allowed into the vicinity, but we're not leaving you out. Online, you can always send us your views on presidential debates KE 2022 as the hashtag, and the deputy presidential debates KE 2022.